Helping us get some perspective on this ruling and what it means for you. Joining us now live, Heather Garretson, Associate Professor at Cooley Law School. Heather, thanks for your time. I'm going to read this just so I make sure I've got it right. The court declined to say whether there was a constitutional right to same-sex marriage. So that leaves, if you count California, 13 states that do allow it. Is Michigan necessarily squeezed out of this decision?
Not at all. You are exactly right in saying that the opinions did not speak to whether there is a constitutional right to have same-sex marriage. In fact, the dissent by Roberts said specifically, we are not addressing that today. All the court said today is, because definition and regulation of marriage is so strongly held by the states, any state that has chosen to allow same-sex marriage, New Hampshire, New York, states that are legally allowing people to be married, the federal government may not treat those people differently for federal laws and benefits.
Okay, so a hypothetical. I'm married my partner in Massachusetts, but I work in Michigan. I work for the federal government in Michigan. Do I get those benefits? Am I able to take advantage of this?
Absolutely. You don't even have to work for the federal government. If you are married in a state that has decided to recognize same-sex marriage as legal, the federal government may now not discriminate against you because it may not define spouses as man and woman anymore.
There was a provision enacted in this state almost 10 years ago that defines marriage as that between a man and a woman. Was there anything that came out of today's ruling that gives momentum to those wanting to change that?
There's probably language that will be used in the future to try and push the boundaries, but the court in the majority and dissent was very specific to say today's holding is limited, and it tells the federal government you may not define marriage as between a man and a woman because that discriminates against states that define it between a man and a man or a woman and a woman. So right now, Michigan's definition as marriage between a man and a woman is not affected.
Where does that leave us as a country if we have a handful of states that are saying we allow it and maybe some other states saying we don't want this? As a union, how do you legislate that from a federal level?
Well, it is probably a logistical nightmare. And that is, that's going to be the fallout.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming in tonight. Thanks for your perspective on this. It's a divisive issue, but it's one I think that a lot of people will see rooted from the heart.
People have very strongly held beliefs on it.
Heather Garretson, Associate Professor at Cooley Law. Thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you very much.